welcome everyone to this Wooclap Interactive Learning Olympics 2024. We thank you so much for your patience and apologize for that slight delay getting started. We're coming here live from Paris, just steps from the Seine, where in about a month's time, the Olympic Games are going to kick off with the live opening ceremony. But today we are happy to declare that the Interactive Learning Olympics are officially open.
Impressive. So higher education institutions from all around the world are competing in 9 categories. It highlights their creativity, their innovation in using Wooclap, and just in innovative teaching in general. So with this contest, mostly we wanted to thank the teachers, the learning technologists, everyone who uses Wooclap on a daily basis and makes it great for us to work every day.
We are Jennifer Larson, community builder at Wooclap, and
I'm Sylvain Bitton, and I'm senior content manager at Wooclap.
We'll be guiding you through this virtual ceremony. Some of our dedicated partner universities and schools will share their experiences and tips to maximize learning effectiveness with Wooclap.
So a quick thing is that we wanted this event to be accessible to the most people possible. So you will be able to have live translations and subtitles with the Interprify app. So a QR code will appear on the screen right now, and you can scan it to download the app, and then you will have AI translation with audio or subtitles, whichever you choose.
We also wanted to let you know, if it's your first time using Livestorm, to join us for a webinar, that our colleagues, a handful of our colleagues such as Chris, Estelle, Arnaud, Martino, are available in the chat. If you've got a few questions or comments, feel free to check out the questions tab or the chat tab at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen.
Awesome. So let's get to know each other quickly, and we'll start to do this with the first Wooclap question. So you will be able to connect to the Wooclap with the QR code that will appear on the screen in a few seconds. Or you can go on wooclap.com and put the code ILO2024, ILO 2024. So you can connect, and we will start with the first question, which is, where are you joining us from? So we'll just leave you a few seconds maybe a minute to connect, all of you. And we'll have this big world map, and we'll see where everyone is from. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's pretty diverse and it's from pretty much all around the world.
We always love to start our live events with a Wooclap, as per usual. And it's always great to start with an icebreaker question or a little getting to know you question, even in a large event like this one, where people are joining us from all over the world.
So you can start answering the Wooclap question. Where are you joining us from? Just click on wherever you are from in the world and submit your answer, and then we'll check the results. Just a quick word on the Interprify app for the translations. So if you download the app, it should, with the QR code, it should automatically connect to this event. Otherwise, there is a token that you can see here that you have to enter. And once you're in it, maybe some people have trouble with the sound. It's not loud enough. So just a quick thing that you can do is go on the top left here, and then click on Use Loudspeaker. And this will give you a louder sound if you want the sound version. Otherwise, you have the captions, which are like subtitles. So let's go back to our Wooclap question.
Yeah, so could we see the results to that question, please? Fantastic. So here you have a really great representation. This is our find on an image question if you're not used to using Wooclap. The entire image is selected as a correct response. There are no wrong answers in this case. And we can see that people are really joining us from all over the world. Thank you so much for making the time today to be part of this event.
So before we announce the first winners, there's a quick word on Wooclap, and for those who are discovering the tool today.
Yeah, what is Wooclap? Wooclap is the simplest way to engage your learners. It transforms classes into engaging experiences, encourages immediate feedback, and improves learning outcomes.
And thanks to Wooclap, teachers encourage their students to adopt a more active learning attitude. And now it's even simpler with Wooclap AI, which allows you to create questions in just a few minutes, a few seconds. Questions that are relevant, but that also are totally customizable by the teacher, so that teachers always have the control.
And let's not forget about Wooclap, Wooflash, our asynchronous micro-learning solution that we encourage you to check out as well. So let's get started with the first 3 categories that we would like to present today. For each prize, we have a global podium, in addition to a podium for 8 key countries or regions in the world. The first category is the versatile champions. Teachers at these institutions love using a variety of different question types to make classes more memorable and engaging, be it multiple choice, find on an image, or any one of our 21 interactive question types.
Okay, so let's discover the first winners.
Who are the winners, Silva?
So, our top for the global category, on the first step of the podium, the University of Edinburgh.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Then Université Catholique de Louvain from Belgium in second place. And then in third place, Utrecht University. Congrats to all of you. And of course, congrats to all the winners from the different regions that we mentioned.
So for the next category, Teamwork Titans, what's that one, Silva?
Teamwork Titans, it's all about collaboration. So on Wooclap, teachers can collaborate with each other, but also with learning technologists, anyone who wants to co-create these interactive resources. And that's why Teamwork Titans basically celebrates the universities that have used this feature the most, that collaborate a lot on Wooclap events. So let's announce the winners. Drum roll,
please. So coming in with the gold medal is Singapore Management University in Singapore. For silver, Utrecht University in the Netherlands. And with the bronze, Aix-Marseille University in the south of France. Congratulations.
And let's announce the third category before we have our first testimonial. It's engagement sprinters.
Engagement sprinters. Each session is like the 100-meter final for these institutions, which is why they had the highest engagement levels per learning session in the last year.
And the winners are, on the first step, Cité des Formations.
Coming up next, we are thrilled to receive our first guest speaker. A virtual round of applause for Alan Hamilton, Learning Technology Advisor from the University of Edinburgh. Welcome, Alan.
Nice to see everyone. Thanks very much for the award. It's been great.
Alan, I have a question for you. Your university has won first place in the Versatile Champions category. It means that your teachers have distinguished themselves in their use of diverse questions on Wooclap. How do you encourage teachers to use the various features on Wooclap?
First of all, thanks very much. And I'd like to congratulate our fantastic academic staff and learning technologists that have put all the hard work into coming up with these creative and engaging content for their teaching activities and events. So the one thing that we really did then with adopting Wooclap, we had a big engagement drive to make sure our electronic voting system community and other users within the university were aware of the new tool and all its new features. So as part of that, we introduced 3 different types of training sessions, and we do continue with 2 of these training sessions still. But the first one was our Wooclap orientation session, and this was aimed at users that was already experienced using the electronic voting systems, and it was just to get them up to speed with creating and managing their content within Wooclap. The next session was an introduction to Wooclap session, and this was more aimed at users that were not used to using voting systems and were given and were new to the concept of electronic voting systems. So here we gave a background of the pedagogy of using the voting systems, and then we gave them examples of the different question types that they could use within Wooclap. But I guess the big one that's driven this award is the in-class polling for student interaction and engagement sessions. Now, this was aimed for all users that have used voting systems, but it was to develop their use beyond the multiple choice question and knowledge checking. And it was to introduce some techniques when using to encourage peer and class discussion within the sessions. We also created a SharePoint page that we build and maintain, where we gave information and guidance on using Wooclap with all the different question types. Now, with this, they also included a try-it-yourself participant pace resource, where we explain each question type and give an example of it, so each presenter can experience the question as a participant, and it can also be used as a resource to give out to participants so they can try the more unusual questions ahead of their event or teaching. So yeah.
That's so interesting. Thank you so much, Alan, for sharing. I do have a follow-up question. I'm curious to know how your view of interactive learning has changed since the University of Edinburgh started using Wooclap.
It's certainly given us a lot more question types to use. So the previous tool that we did use didn't have as much. We do try and encourage people to use more than just multiple choice question. And I think the variety of tools that question types that Wooclap has certainly has helped.
Thank you very much. Awesome. Thank you so much for your testimony. And we can welcome our second guest now to receive their prize. And it's Olivier Lamirault, who is Director of Innovation and Education Technologies at Normandie Business School. Welcome, Olivier. So we're super happy to have you here. Your school takes the silver medal in the engagement sprinters category. So that's usage of Wooclap per session. But we wanted to ask you about collaboration today because it's so important, collaboration between teachers and learning technologists, collaboration between teachers themselves. And so how does it work at Normandie, this collaboration on interactive resources?
Okay. First, many thanks for this prize. It's something very surprisingly important for us, and we are using Wooclap since I think now 2 or 3 years, and this is very friendly to use it for our teachers and to develop many activities. So our school is located on 6 campuses. We work with a faculty, 120 professors and around 19 professionals. To create links, exchanges, and shared activities, we have created a specific entity that we call Qualia. And for each course of the school, we have a teachers called course leaders. And it is the course leader who is responsible for writing the syllabus and preparing and sharing all the teaching resources for a group of lecturers. So one is working for many other lecturers. And the role is an important one, since that the same course may be taught on several campuses. And on one campus, it may concern several groups of students. So one course, many lecturers, many group of students. That this is very important to collaborate, to exchange each other with our team of learning technologies. All this is reinforced by a monthly Wooclap training workshop where each teachers can come to work with us to discover all the new things, new activity, new manners to use Wooclap. For us, we have several benefits with this organization. It creates links between the teachers and ensure many consistency in the teaching sequences. So because we are organized across several campuses and several lecturers, it saves many times in course preparations, and it stimulates creativity among the teachers and between teachers and learning technologies.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your answer. That was really interesting. The next portion of the event, we would like to actually ask the audience another Wooclap question. We mentioned using a diversity of question types. So the next question we want to ask the folks in the room with us today is, what question type do you find the most effective? And we actually have a Wooclap question with 7 different options loaded up on the screen for you, plus number 8 other option that you can select. It can be the one used most at your university, but we're curious to have your expert view on those that generate the most engagement with students. If you can, feel free to leave a comment on your answer to explain it a little further if you like.
And of course, there are always the most popular question types, that we see everyone use, but sometimes there are some super creative uses as well that surprise us.
Yeah.
And
it looks like the brainstorming question is winning out here, which I wouldn't have expected, and that's really quite a delight, actually. For those of you who maybe aren't that familiar with brainstorming, it allows you to create different categories and to ask your participants to suggest different things in the different categories. We have a new feature added to the brainstorming question recently, which is where your participants can edit or delete their responses during the event.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised too. So that's
It's good to
pleasant
hear.
thing to see.
And multiple choice and word cloud are neck and neck as per usual.
Yes. So let's see maybe a few comments. If yes, multiple choice question. Of course, it's all purpose. It's super easy, and with the comment feature that we added relatively recently, it's great because students can give a bit more details on what their thinking is, and it again engages this active learning attitude.
And for the word cloud, one person says, "I love seeing my learners' answers in one glance." And a francophone participant says, "Le plus visuel et vivant," which I can translate to the most visual and lively question type. I don't disagree with that, I have to say. Thank you so much, everyone, for playing along.
And maybe for brainstorming, just before we move on. Oh, it's okay. We can move on. And let's continue. Let's have three more prizes.
So the next category, Sylvain, is quick adoption athletes. What does that mean?
Yes. So quick adoption athletes, it's basically the institutions who have the fastest growth in terms of Wooclap uses, so answers received, etc., in the last year. So let's announce the winners now of this category. Drum rolls.
Drum roll, please. Coming in at number 1 worldwide is the Universidad Politécnica de Valencia, with silver, Universitat Autonòmica de Barcelona, and with the bronze, again, University of Edinburgh. Thanks so much. Congratulations to those winners.
And all these visuals that you see here, we will share them on the landing page of the campaign. We will send them also to all the winners. So yeah, don't worry, you will be able to find them again. Let's move on to the next category, and it's Question Creation Masters. What is it?
Never resting on their laurels, these institutions have created a plethora of new interactive learning questions in the last year.
So it's basically the number of questions created in the last year, and it's a good way to see how involved the teachers and the learning technologists to create also questions are.
A great measure
who the winners are,
engagement.
And it's in first place a Spanish university again, Universidad Complutense de Madrid. In second place, Aix-Marseille Université, and in third place, Université de Montpellier.
Congratulations, everyone. For our next category, we are going to talk about marathon questioners.
Exactly, and then we will receive actually 2 testimonies from universities who have received the prize in this category, and it's marathon questioners. So it means that each year since they first got Wooclap, these institutions have received more answers every year. So there's a continual growth, and that means that there's a great enthusiasm for Wooclap and also a great work from all the teams to spread the usage. So you can announce the winner.
Great. So coming in with the gold medal is Ela. In second place with the silver, Haute École de la Province de Liège. And in third place with the bronze is the Université Lyon 3. Congratulations.
So speaking of marathon winners,
we will welcome 2 of them right now. But I don't really want to mispronounce these names, so I'm actually going to call for some backup. Condela, could you come and join us?
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Thank you. Hello. Hola. Hola a todos. Espero que estéis disfrutando de la ceremonia tanto como nosotros. We are actually very excited about this next speaker, who is David Herrero Martinez, teaching innovation specialist at Universidad Pontificia de Comillas. Your university ranked second in the marathon category. How have you been able to increase Wooclap usage every year?
having me at this awesome event.
There we go.
Also, big congrats to the winners. And I think bringing universities from all over the world together to share insights in is such a cool idea. So thanks to the organizers at Wooclap, Candela, Martino, Andrea, the ones who know, for making this happen, and also thank you for this amazing silver medal. So now I'm going to share with you just 2 ideas about how we have managed to boost the use of Wooclap every year since we first started using it in 2020. At Universidad Pontifica, Comillas, pushing Wooclap and other educational technology is just a part of a bigger plan to support our faculty in teaching innovation. We are not just about technology itself, we are all about how it can help to create new and better ways to teach, resulting also in better learning experiences. So first off, we really pay attention to the unique needs of our different schools and faculties like law, economics, engineering, social sciences, and theology. Each one has its own set of challenges and also opportunities and capabilities. So instead of sitting back and waiting for them to come to us, we reach out to them, meaning that we listen to their specific needs and offer tailored support. For instance, in law, we focus on how Wooclap can help with engaging discussions and debates, while in engineering, we show how it can help to get students involved in problem-solving processes. And besides this personalized support, we have set up quick innovation meetings to introduce Wooclap and its benefits. These are short 2 hours engaging sessions where faculty can see the tool in action and also share ideas and ask questions. Plus, for the past 2 years, we have been running a 10-hour course on how to use Wooclap with all the details you can imagine. And I think that this course has been a key in helping our faculty feel more confident, and also excited about using Wooclap in their classes. So in this sense, we also offer ongoing support through an interactive manual and also through a dedicated Teams community where the faculty can share their experiences and tips and at their own pace. The second key for us is recognizing that while Wooclap is an amazing tool, especially with its new AI features, our main goal is to go beyond the technical aspects. So we aim to foster meaningful conversations about teaching practices. And in order to do so, we use technology as a catalyst to encourage and inspire deeper changes in teaching methods. So to sum up, our approach is twofold: being proactive and attentive to the unique needs of each faculty, and also using technology as a jumping off point for deeper discussions about teaching innovation. So thanks for the opportunity to share these ideas. I look forward to learn also from the experiences of other institutions today. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, David.
Thank you very much, and a great pronunciation from Candela. So we actually are going to ask a similar question because we want to be able to compare the little secrets of universities between each other to our next guest. And our next guest is Aya Marouane. She is digital learning engineer at the University of Jean Moulin, Lyon 3. And this university ranked 3rd in the world in the marathon category that we mentioned. Welcome, Aya.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, first of all.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much and it's really a pleasure for us to be among the top 3 worldwide for this category.
And we wanted to ask you, how does your department communicate with teachers to actually sustain this increasing adoption of Wooclap every year?
Yeah, I would say that it's the result of a long-term work and the implementation of different communication strategies. First of all, we focus heavily on trainings because we believe that many teachers have already heard about Wooclap, but they haven't used it yet. So we make sure to propose regular training sessions every month throughout the academic year, so teachers can get trained on Wooclap whenever they have time. We also rely on pedagogical events. We aim to organize at least 2 or 3 pedagogical events on topical themes. For example, this year we held the 2nd edition of the Festival de la Pédagogie and la Matinée de e-learning. In these events, we make sure to highlight our tools, including Wooclap and Wooflash, This approach is effective. We receive curious questions from teachers, and we generally receive more subscription on trainings right after these events also. We also communicate through newsletters, social media posts, posters, flyers, and also feedback videos. We recently, for example, produced feedback videos in which we interview different teachers and students from different disciplines, showcasing their perspective. We believe that this kind of videos can inspire other teachers in their teaching and learning methods. So yeah, so far these approaches are working, but we are looking for new ideas to get even better results. What has been shared from different universities, it's really inspiring. So I'm taking notes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Aya, for your testimonial. And that's really great to know that actually this event is creating a community, I would say, of Wooclap users and learning technologists and professors at many of our different partners across the world. So thank you for your testimony, and glad to hear that you are also able to take interesting ideas from some of our other speakers. Thanks again.
I just wanted to say that our speakers will actually stay until the end of the event with us. So if you have questions for them, you can put them on the live storm, a little section, a question section, and some of them will, if we have time, be able to answer them.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Sylvain. So we actually would like to announce the next 2 categories of medals that we're going to award today. The next one is the Rising Stars.
Yep.
This is an award to really focus on our newer partners who have taken Wooclap in a flash, and they've adopted it at their institutions really quickly and really efficiently.
Exactly, the universities who have joined us in the last 2 years and who already have a lot of Wooclap uses. So congratulations to them, and we will see the winners in that category right now.
Drum roll, please.
Drum rolls again. And the first ones are Odyssey on the first step of the podium. It's in Belgium. In second place, Universidad Autónoma de Barcelona. And in third place, Universidad del Norte in Colombia. So again, a wide spread of uses and geographical locations. Exactly.
Congratulations, everyone. Our next category is for the asynchronous learners. What does that mean, Sido?
Exactly. Asynchronous leaders is basically our category to congratulate all those who have used this participant pace feature of Wooclap. As you probably know, you can create questionnaires that students answer asynchronously, so between classes. And I think it's quite useful to most teachers to engage their students in between classes.
Yeah, I think it really helps you to get some feedback from your students, especially to know if they need extra help in certain areas or not.
Exactly, and let's see the winners in that category right now.
So coming in with the gold medal is the Université Aix-Marseille in the south of France. Silver medal in second place, the University of Burgundy, also in France. And in the bronze category, Université Clermont-Auvergne. Congratulations to our winners, and thank you.
Thank you, and I think we have a speaker from University of Burgundy that will join us right now.
Yes, we do. We are thrilled to have 2 more guests joining us today. Our next guest is Alexandre Fournier, Vice President of Digital Learning at the University of Burgundy. Welcome, Alexandre.
Hello, everybody.
With the hybridization of teaching methods, the role of asynchronous learning is increasingly becoming a concern for higher education institutions. Your institution has also adopted our microlearning tool, Wooflash, to complement your use of Wooclap. We wanted to ask you, why do you think the University of Burgundy is at the forefront of asynchronous learning? And what advice would you give your colleagues to increase asynchronous participation?
Yes, we try to implement certain tools within the organization before COVID. The switch to distance learning in March 2020 enabled us to validate the use of our tools and roll them out to the whole university. Since the return to face-to-face use, new habits have persisted. Training session have made their mark, and we have noticed that our colleagues are particularly excited on certain easy-to-use tools, such as Wooclap and Wooflash, of course. In terms of advice to our colleagues and return of experiences, first, we think we need to insist that these user-friendly tools enable better to real-time communication and learning. Thanks to these tools, there is continuity of use before, during, and of course after courses, corresponding to the synchronous and asynchronous cycle. What's more, users appreciate the interoperability of the U tools with our other tools, like, for example, Moodle or Teams. We saw a marked increase in the use of the tools in 2023, and this year too. We'll see the statistics at the end of the year, and we expect this to continue. In addition to the training session, we attend all the first-year students meeting to introduce the tools and try to set up workshops to help students discover Wooclap and Wooflash, and Wooflash, of course, with a rather timid start, of course, but we will continue. We also try to support the teachers involved to create qualitative content, because we believe that if the teachers propose the use of these tools, this will enable the students to discover them and then use them to benefit from their power. And to finish, last but not least, as a small aside, we always emphasize our close relationship since several years with the Wooclap team in our training sessions. We'd like to thank them for that. At Wooclap, you are involved, respond quickly, and above all, take on board, and it's very important, take on board all our feedback and suggestions for improvement. It's a great pleasure to be able to work with you since several years.
Thank you so much for these kind words to the team. I think they will really appreciate it, and everyone is super passionate about their job at Wooclap, working in education.
And I should also add, excuse me, Sylvain, I just wanted to add that, we as a team at Wooclap also really love that feedback loop that we're able to have with partners like you, Alexandre, and we love being able to work together to collaborate on new features for our product. So thank you for being part of that process with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank
I think
you.
our founder, one of our co-founders, Sebastian, he really started with a teacher in the class, seeing how stressful it is to use technology in the classroom. And it started like this, just with real feedback and real issues that teachers can face. So thank you so much for that. And on that topic of asynchronous learning, a quick Wooclap question where you can all give your input. We want to ask you, how do you encourage asynchronous learning at your institution?
So if you have gotten disconnected from the event, feel free to go to our website in a different tab, wooclap.com, and use the code ILO2024 to connect to the event. This is an open question. How do you encourage asynchronous learning at your institution? So we have a few answers so far. We promote the use of learning technology tools that help with it. Thank you. Thank you for that. We have a few likes.
Yeah, accessibility and inclusion are super important as well. And you're right.
Thank you. I didn't see that.
No, it's okay. Inclusion is super important, and Wooclap, from the beginning, we've had feedback in that direction, right? In the sense that some people who are not really who don't feel comfortable speaking in public actually have a voice in the classroom. Sorry, and that's very beneficial.
Let's look at some of these other answers I see with Wooflash. Great to know that people in the room are also loving Wooflash. It says we don't have Wooflash, crying emoji. Well, hopefully your institution can get it soon. It can give people more time. Thank you. It can give more time for people to answer, though we encourage this method. Thank you for your response.
Yes, with the participant-based questionnaire, what's great as well is that you can transform it into a Wooclap live event, or on the other side, most of the time you have a Wooclap live event, and then you transform it into a questionnaire so that they can redo it again and retrain with this this principle of spaced repetition that helps memorization.
Mm-hmm. I should also add that participant pace is great. If ever your course gets canceled at the last minute and you already have your Wooclap set up, you can just put the questions in a participant pace and send it to your students and ask them to answer.
Exactly. Thank you. So let's move on, but great answers from everyone. Thank you. And I saw some mentions of LMSs as well.
Mm-hmm.
With the, as Alexandre mentioned, the integrations are super important so that the teacher has one ecosystem, one environment.
Absolutely.
And they can use all the different tools within this ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. So we have another testimonial coming up for all of you. We would like to welcome Pedro M. Ruiz, the Vice Rector for Strategy and Digital University at the Universidad de Murcia.
Hey, thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome. So our question for you is that if we take a step back and look at the big picture, we know that before adopting Wooclap, a university already has an interactive learning culture. Wooclap is just here to accelerate it. So on that topic, we wanted to ask you, what are the key elements that make the interactive learning culture at the Universidad de Murcia?
Okay, thank you so much for the question and for inviting me to the event. I basically agree with what you said in the sense that one of the important aspects is basically cultural change. In our case, well before adopting any specific tools, we developed a digital transformation plan in which the teaching and learning part was one of the key areas in which the plan actually put a focus. And in that regard, we had a clear vision on having a lot of different applications integrated and working together as an ecosystem within our LMS. So for us, it is very important that all the tools that we adopt are able to work into this ecosystem and can be integrated into our LMS. And in particular, it's important that these tools are easy to use and easy to integrate among them. And I think that's part of the success and why so many of our teaching staff has already adopted these tools, such as Wooclap or many others, is that for them it's very easy to use, it's very easy to integrate, and even to integrate all the questions that they do then in the marking for the different subjects. So that's very important. And then also talking about cultural change, for us it was also very important to adopt a model in which we use other teachers and in particular other students to act as ambassadors for these different technologies and methodologies. So in that regard, you are able basically to allow that the institution is moving towards the right direction. And of course, you know, it's not just a matter of having these tools, but definitely they play a really important role once you have established the cultural change.
Thank you so much. Just a follow-up question, if you don't mind, just on this subject of student ambassadors. How does it work in practice and what are the benefits?
One of the elements that we identified as a key to our change management and digital transformation was building this idea of ambassadors, in which we were running periodic meetings with all different staff, but especially with students. For us, students are basically the main change force that we have in the universities. And in fact, even though you might think that it's important that your teaching staff knows your ecosystem, it's also very important that your students know your ecosystem for teaching and learning so that they are aware on what can be possible. And at the end, they are the ones, you know, who go to teachers and ask them, okay, in this other subject, we are using this tool, or in this other subject, we are doing this and that. And of course, you know, my experience with my teaching staff is that whenever they heard that students are happy with something, for them is, you know, like the natural step is to go there and make the same effort that other colleagues have done. So for us, students are the basic driving force for changing our learning model.
Thank you so much for your participation, Pedro. That was really interesting. And again, great to have you as one of the actors in this community of Wooclap users here today to share your experience.
Having me.
So now we're going to move on to our
for the next
final
event.
category, and we will have one last testimony as well right after that. Before we take your questions. Our final category.
So the Oscars have the Best Picture Award at the end of the ceremony. Here at the Interactive Learning Olympics, our final category is the Interactive Grand Masters. These are institutions whose teachers love to ask lots of Wooclap questions, and their students answer them by the thousands. They are the uncontested Interactive Grand Champions.
Exactly, and let's see right now our winners. So Aix-Marseille Université takes the first step of the podium. You have seen their name in other categories. They've been with us for a while, so obviously it helps having a lot of Wooclap usage. Our second step on the podium is EduService. This is a group of schools that use Wooclap in a coordinated manner, and there are a lot of synergies between schools. And finally, Université Clermont-Auvergne. Congratulations to all of them. But right now, you know, we are welcoming the fourth place.
Yeah.
So they don't appear here, but it's actually quite a feat. Fourth place worldwide. And for that, we
would love to welcome to the stage for our final testimony, Jean-François Baudard, who is Vice President of Pedagogical Innovation at the Université de Lille. Jean-François, welcome.
Thank you. Do you hear me?
Thanks for being here today. So your university is fourth place worldwide for the highest number of answers received in the last year. Tell us, how does that feel?
Feels quite great.
Congratulations. On a more serious note, we wanted to ask you, as Vice President of Digital Innovation, how do you personally fuel and reinforce the ties between the learning technologists and the instructors at the Université de Lille? And what are some of the benefits of fostering that kind of collaboration?
Actually, we benefit from the existence of a structure that gathers different kind of profiles. It's called the Service for Support for Pedagogy and Innovation, so-called the DAPI in French. This structure is responsible for encouraging the development of educational practices in our university. So it brings together educational advisors and engineers, learning technologists, project managers, and administrative staff as well. So we have a different type of skills and complementary competencies together. So we aim at stimulating a dynamic of exchange and providing opportunities for continuous professional development. So thereby we aim at reinforcing reflexivity among our community. So regular workshops and collaborative trainings are organized, so to facilitate skill sharing and collaborative learning between learning technologists and teachers. So it enables this service to provide personalized support to teachers according to their needs and their goals. And we are also supporting the initiatives of communities of practice where members can exchange ideas, resources, and best practices. As well, in the university, either at the university level or at the level of our department, seminars and conferences are held. So there are several benefits that we have from this. The development of teaching methods, a very large majority of our colleagues have been evolving their way of teaching and agility to build project-based collaboration. As well, the acquisition of new skills and knowledges. This is in the frame of the continuous professional development. An enhanced quality of teaching as well. We observe the increase of the attractiveness of the teaching, an increase in interactivity within the classrooms, and the involvement of the students. So we develop a more personalized and accessible learning opportunities to meet the needs of the students and to meet the heterogeneity of the students and to support their success. So to summarize, at our university, we aim at maintaining close and sustained collaboration between peoples, facilitating specific initiatives. So it improves the quality of the teaching and the student experience as well, and foster a culture of innovation and continuous professional development as well.
Thank you so much. That is really interesting, Jean-François. One of the things that you said actually made me think of an event that we ran last week for our partners called the Learn and Connect, where we did talk about actually community of practice. We were happy to have the testimony of Clément Larrivé from the Université Libre de Bruxelles. I don't know if you're here today, Clément. But one of the things I wanted to ask you as I was listening, Jean-François, was specifically about the involvement of the students in this kind of a feedback loop or community of practice. I was wondering how you integrate student feedback into your reflections or maybe training processes for professors and instructors.
So they are involved in different ways. The most efficient way we have developed is to get an evaluation of the teaching practices by the students themselves. So it's anonymous, and they can give the feedback of what is developed at the university.
Fantastic! Thank you so much.
And I can confirm that Clément is
here?
here and in the chat. So
Great.
welcome, Clément.
Hi, Clément. Thanks so much for joining us.
Great. So if you have any questions, please let us know. You can ask questions to our speakers right now, or just general questions that we can have speakers come up and try to answer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can launch a little Wooclap question to.
Yeah, we have a final Wooclap question to ask you today. The event wouldn't be complete without one final Wooclap question. We want to, of course, thank all of our speakers for joining us and congratulate all of the winners today. But we also wanted to ask you, could you sum up today's event in one word? If you could maybe come up with a one-word takeaway, and it can also be in your native language if your language isn't English. So here we have our very playful and lively word cloud.
So community comes up a lot, so that makes sense because we talked a lot about it. We can see I'm actually impressed by how much collaboration there is within universities from all these testimonies to develop these uses, but also do it in a conscious way, to do it. So yeah, there isn't a few people doing their things on the side, which might have happened at the beginning of digital transformation, or in the first years of using digital tools in universities. There were like the teachers and the learning technologists who were at the forefront of that. And now it really feels like everyone is involved. And maybe with AI as well, it's even more important to.
Yeah, it propels interconnectivity, I think. And as someone who worked for many years at a university, we talked a lot about making sure that the teams didn't work in silos. And I think the testimonies that we received here today help to show how technological tools like Wooclap involved in teaching can actually bring people together.
Exactly. Let's have another look at the word cloud and see if there are any questions that came up. So, community, engagement.
Innovazione. Thanks for the Italian there.
Bello, bellissimo. That's great. Inspiring. That's super cool. I have a question which was, where can we find the specific uses developed by each winner? So in the next few weeks, we will try to share some of the testimonies we had today, but also some others from the other universities, and you can find them on our blog, but also on our LinkedIn.
I think if you also keep an eye on the Wooclap newsletter over the next couple of months, I know that we're going to be really happy to find different anecdotes that were shared during this event so that we can reshare them with you and maybe help inspire you as you're thinking about your back to school season 2024 and planning for the next academic year.
Awesome. I think that's the end of our event, but we wanted to thank you all for coming.
Yeah. And thanks, Sylvain, for co-hosting.
Thank you so much. I think we have a future in television together.
Yeah, I think so. We want to thank our participants and viewers from all around the world. We didn't... lost my train of thought.
That's okay. No, really, we heard inspiring testimonies today, and we really want to thank all our speakers again. We look forward to continuing this innovation discussion all together. So let's keep talking and have a great end of day.
Great summer and great end of the school year if you're still teaching for the summer session right now. And we really looking forward to welcome you back on Wooclap at the rentrée, at the back to school season in August and September 2024. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.